Hey guys, it's Shy. Welcome to the channel if you are new, and if you're not, hey boo. So for today's video, I of course created this beautiful look that you see here, and I did use my P.Louise budget box for the month of July. Currently we are in the month of August. If you're new here, I am subscribed to the P.Louise budget box subscription, so I get a budget box every month. Now you do have the chance of purchasing a budget box at the beginning of the month, but it doesn't ship until the end of the month, and P.Louise is a UK brand, so it takes about 2 to 3 weeks for me to receive my package. Usually I get my budget box towards the end of the following month, but this one came kind of early. If you guys want to see what products were included in July's budget box, then if you like it here, if you like my vibe, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, okay? And without any further ado, let me show you what I got in my budget box for the month of July. This is my P.Louise budget box for the month of July, so let's unbox her. This is what the box looks like, and it just says Wings of Wonder. Inside, this is what you see. Let me show you guys what's inside. The first thing that I see is an eyeshadow palette. This is called Whatever the Feather, and this is what the component looks like. It is plastic, and the shimmers in here look absolutely gorgeous. The next item that I see is a primer. This is the Go for Gold Hydra Glitter Bubble Primer, and it does have like little balls inside of the primer. It says Pop and Shine Primer is a weightless, airy formula designed to create the perfect canvas for makeup with a soft, bubbly texture. It effortlessly glides onto the skin, delivering deep hydration while smoothing pores for a flawless, silky finish. With a subtle touch of sparkle, pop, and shine, ensures your skin stays fresh, dewy, and luminous throughout the day. Whether you're after a natural glow or a bold shine, this primer helps you pop, shine, and glow. If you're new here, I do have really oily skin, but I'm still going to try this because the foundation that I want to use today is more on the matte side. And I'm going to do half of my face so we can see what it looks like. It feels really nice and refreshing. Very silky, almost like a serum. And it does have a cooling effect. So I feel like that really just made the skin a little glowy. So far I really like it. It's not really sticky. It's not really glittery at all. It just gives a nice glow to the skin. The next item is something that I definitely need on my lips right now. This is a glitter lip balm. It's supposed to give deep hydration. It has shea butter and jojoba oil, which deeply moisturizes and protects the lips. There's a subtle sparkle. Wear alone for a natural look, or a layer over lipstick for an extra shine. It has long-lasting comfort. It says it's supposed to be lightweight, non-sticky, and it keeps the lips moisturized for hours, so we will see about that. That feels really nice. It is really glittery. I would definitely not wear this on its own. I'm not a fan of the color. I definitely prefer their lip oils. I feel like my daughter would really love something like this. For me personally, it's just a no-go. It does feel really nice on the lips though. The next item is a body glow. This is the Feel the Sparkle Coconut Scent Golden Drip. This is a glitter body oil, so I definitely want to use this towards the end. And the last item in my budget box is this glitter pigment trio. This is the Stardust Secrets Loose Pigment Set. So you do get 3 of their loose pigments. So that's everything in my P.Louise budget box. But of course, we're going to play with some of these products. I'm going to be using a lot of P.Louise products. Some of these products I did get in previous budget boxes, or I purchased on my own. I'm not really sure what kind of eye look I'm gonna do, but I know that I want to use this palette. This is the P.Louise If the Crown Fits eyeshadow palette, so I think I'm gonna do something warm, smoky, something like very glam. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm really kind of into a fall vibe right now, and with these palettes you do get 2 rows of eyeshadows. So you get this top color story, and then you get this one that comes down here. I think I'm gonna be using a mix of them both. I'm gonna go ahead and go into, it has like a witch's broom. It's called Cinders, and it is a really vibrant orange. And I'm just gonna use this as my transition shade in the crease. And I'm gonna kind of wing this out as well. Next, I'm going into this top brown called Jokes on You, and it's kind of a reddish warm brown. And I'm just gonna start building this up into the crease, but I am manifesting all the fall vibes. Now I'm going into a dark brown from the top. I'm taking the shade Storyteller, and I'm just going to make this even darker. For this part, you don't want to be too precise. You just want to kind of lay it down where you want, and then we're gonna go and blend later. I kind of am a little sloppy when it comes to doing my makeup, but it always seems to come together. So we're just placing this down. I'm gonna go into Jokes on You, which is that reddish brown, and we're gonna start diffusing the edges. And as you can see, it's blending really nicely. One thing about these P.Louise shadows is the blending process is not really hard to do at all. It really does blend itself out. It's just the undertones sometimes can pull more purple than brown. Now that I have the pigment how I want it, it is time to cut the crease. So I'm just gonna take some micellar water on a Q-tip and cut the crease, and then we're gonna come back and do the shimmer portion. I'm gonna go into this base right here called Pretentious Peach, and I'm gonna use this to actually cut the lid. And with these eye bases, you don't have to just use them for the eyes. This looks really pretty on the lips or even as blush. So these eye bases are definitely multi-purpose. You can also use them in the waterline. I love using these eye bases because it really just helps enhance the color pigmentation, which honestly with P.Louise products you don't need, but it gives it that elevated look, and it makes it look like you tried harder than what you did. And also just having a deeper complexion, these eye bases really help the colors to pop on my skin. I'm gonna set the lid with this matte orange shade called Antique, and this is from the bottom row of this palette, and that is really gorgeous. And I'm gonna use this as a base before we add that pigment on. I'm just using tapping motions to apply this onto the lid. And then of course I'm taking that shade called Jokes on You to just diffuse the edges. Now it's time for the loose pigment, but before we add that on, I'm just going to take a little bit of the NYX glitter glue and apply that onto the lid. And I'm just going to tap this right here for the pigment. I'm going to be taking Heavenly Halo, and I'm just going to tap that on. And that literally looks delicious. So this is what the eyes look like right now. They look really cute, really gorgeous. I did add the Danessa Myricks Blurring Balm Primer just like in my T-zone. And now I'm going to add some liquid highlighter because I really just want to glow. This is part of their Cheek of It line. This is in the shade Dare to Dream. And I'm just going to apply this on the high points of the cheek. And I really don't use this product a lot. There's really no rhyme or reason, but I'm just trying to pull these products out. And for cream bronzer, I normally use the Cheek of It liquid bronzer in the shade So Cinnamon, but today I want to use their sister company or their sister brand, which is run by P.Louise's brother. That company is called Fine Art Beauty, and I'm going to be taking this bronzer. I don't really use this, but it's really nice from what I can remember. It's very thin and lightweight, and it is a nice warm brown. This is in the shade SS15. We are going, ooh, okay, it is pigmented. The last time I used the fine brush, so it is a lot fluffy, but I'm using my normal brushes, and this looks really pretty. And I love that it just effortlessly blends into the skin. And I will say, with the Fine Art Beauty, it's more like skin-like, and it's more beginner friendly, I would say, because it's just softer, lighter, easier to use. P.Louise is pretty beginner friendly too, but P.Louise is definitely a brand for the glam girls, whereas for Fine it's giving like clean girl aesthetic. But as you can see, the bronzer is bronzing, honey. I'm gonna add a little bit of color corrector under the eyes just because we are going glam. P.Louise and Fine Cosmetics, they have some really great products, and I am not disappointed. For foundation, I have been obsessed with this one from Urban Decay. So I'm going to be using the Urban Decay Face Bond in the shade 28 Medium Deep Neutral. You don't need a lot of this product. It is full coverage and it is just really easy to use. Whenever I use this foundation, my skin literally just stays on all day. I've worn this to concerts. I've worn this when I have to be outside, like if we're doing like a neighborhood get together. Like, this is the foundation that I am wearing because I know it's gonna stand to the test of time, but it's not super thick, and the color match is literally perfect for me. So if you are an oily skin girl and you are looking for a really durable foundation, this foundation is definitely one that I would recommend. It's just so good, especially when you use the Danessa Myricks Blurring Balm Primer. Like, those two are just a match made in heaven. For concealer, I'm also taking the Fine Cosmetics concealer. They do have this concealer in this type of packaging, but they also have just like a slimmer, easier to use packaging because this is kind of bulky. And this is really hydrating. I'm just gonna add a little bit more bronzer because I love a good defined cheek. And now I'm just going to start blending this concealer. And it is a very skin-like concealer, but it does have really good coverage. Take a lighter concealer from Fine Cosmetics, and I'm just gonna apply that right here on the inner corner and sides of the nose. And I'm gonna go down the bridge just like that. And I'm just gonna let that kind of dry down. So we're gonna add some blush. For blush, I wanna take this Cheek of It liquid blush in the shade Paradise Pop. This is what the color looks like. It looks really pretty. It's like that peachy, pinky, kind of corally color. It does come with this poof applicator, but you can literally just take it off. And so I'm just gonna squeeze it on the back of my hand. And that is what the color looks like. I'm just gonna be working off the back of my hand with this color and applying this right on the cheek. How gorgeous. And that's why I love these type of colors, because you can either layer this with a pink or peachy blush. Even sometimes I even like to use these blushes on the lips. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and blend that inner corner. P.Louise doesn't have any loose powders, but they do have their Power Powder pressed under eye powders, and they come in this cute heart packaging. I'm going to be taking this shade, which is called Caramel, and I'm going to use a brush, and I'm just going to use that to set underneath the eyes. Normally I just take a loose powder and set under the eyes, but we're going to use the pressed first. And then I do have a brighter shade to really brighten it up. So I'm not really worried about if this is like darkening up my under eye or not. But I'm just going to use this to kind of just set all over where I had that concealer at. So for bronzer, P.Louise does have a bronzer palette. But with this one, this was part of their holiday collection, so this specific one is not available, but they do have a bronzer palette. I normally use just these two darkest shades, and I'm just going to tap that on. And what I really like about this bronzer palette, it's full coverage. It just is so blendable, blurring. This is a really blurring matte powder, which I love, especially, you know, since I have oily skin. This one just looks really good. For blush palettes, P.Louise does offer a variety of blush palettes, but this one I did receive in one of my advent calendars. This is the Rosy Railway, and this is what it looks like. Really, really gorgeous, these colors. And I love that there's a gradient of light to dark shades. I'm gonna be mixing these two shades right here, and I love that this does have a mirror on it, and it's really nice for traveling. I love to use these blush palettes like in my kit. As you can see, these are matte and they are nice and blurring on the skin. Like I said, P.Louise doesn't have a loose powder, so I'm going to be taking this one from Glamlight. This is their Banana Cream Pie. I really have been enjoying this loose powder from Glamlight. At first, I really wasn't interested in it because I felt like whenever I saw someone use it, it just looked really dry on their skin. So I wasn't interested, but I have really oily skin. I do have PCOS, so my skin is literally oily all the time. So I'm just taking this all over the face, even in the brows, because they do get shiny. And I'm just using this to bake. And for me, my face has never looked smoother than with this powder. Now I'm just gonna press that powder in with my brush. And to dust off the bake underneath my eyes, I'm gonna take this brighter shade from the Power Powder. This is in the shade Chai, and it is kind of brightening, so I'm just gonna use that to dust that off. In one of my budget boxes, I did get a eyeliner trio, so I'm going to use one of those. This is their Once Upon a Line. This is a retractable eyeliner. I'm going to take this dark chocolate brown, which would look really good on the lips as well. But I'm just going to apply this in the waterline and bring that in. And it's super creamy and it just really glides on the eye. Now I'm just taking those same crease shades and blending out the under eye. P.Louise does have wooden pencils. These are their lip liners, and this one is my most used shade. This is in the shade Masterpiece. I'm just gonna line the lips. This is a beautiful chocolate brown, and they really just glide on the lips. For lip color, I'm going to be using the P.Louise lip bases. These are basically like a melted lipstick formula. I do have the shades Whipped and Semi Nude. Whipped is more of like that corally shade, similar to like the blush. And Semi Nude is just a classic nude lip. These are the shades. This one right here is Semi Nude, and then this one is Whipped, and I'm just going to mix them. A little bit goes a long way with this formula, and I'm just going to tap that on. You definitely don't need a lot of this product, and it just really blends effortlessly into the lips, as you can see. And this lip looks really, really gorgeous. So now it's time to set the face. This is a setting mist that I did get in one of my budget boxes. This is a hydrating setting spray, so I'm going to use this to revive the skin. What I really love about these setting mists is the mister. It's super fine. Look at that. Really such a fine mist. So I'm just going to spray it onto the face. And this definitely smells like mint, like a double mint or spearmint gum. And I'm just gonna kind of let this marinate on the skin. I'm gonna go ahead and do my hair, and I will come back and we will run down how I feel about this month's budget box. So this is what we're looking like right now, and I totally forgot that I did not add any highlighter. I do have the CEO000. This is basically a highlighter palette, and these are the shades. So you do get a variety of different shades for highlighter. Most of these colors are more pinky gold, but I do mostly use this shade right here. So I'm just gonna use a little bit. And I'm just going to apply that on the nose. And P.Louise does offer like single highlighters, which is called their Skin Bling. I'm going to add a little bit on to the cheek, just so you can see how it goes on. If you guys hear that noise, my puppy Nico is pretty much bullying my oldest dog, and his name is Bandit, and he's like 10 years old, so he's getting bullied. But this highlighter, so gorgeous. Yes ma'am. Now it's time to add on this body oil. So let's see. I'm gonna squirt a little bit. Let's see. It is very liquidy. And I definitely smell the coconut. It definitely smells like a nice warm beach. That just really looks like a nice healthy glow. This is what the final look is giving. It's definitely giving fall rich auntie, which I'm definitely here for. Let's get into my thoughts on July's budget box. Starting with this glow oil, I really do like it. It is a little bit greasy, but I'm gonna give it time to kind of dry down, but it is more of a oil. So I definitely wouldn't go out in the sun with this, but it looks really nice and healthy on the skin. I really do like this primer. I would definitely want to get some more use out of it, but so far I really like this. This Twinkle Tint Glitter Lip Balm, it's really gorgeous, like, to look at, but I don't think I'm actually going to use this at all. But I really like the idea of it. I just wish it came in maybe different colors, just because the white gold did not look flattering at all on my lips. But they did say that you could add it on top of a lip combo. Maybe I'll try to use it that way. But other than that, I'm definitely going to be giving this to my daughter. The glitter pigment set is really gorgeous. I love the shades. The darkest color is on my lids and it is very bronzy. I wish that they included stuff that wasn't super yellow and had like more brown or like champagne to it. But overall, I love that you get a lot of product, and I love how it just really amplifies up any eye look. I really didn't get to play with this, but maybe we need to add a little bit of shimmer onto lid just to brighten it up a little bit. I'm gonna take this kind of pinky shade right here. I'm just gonna tap this into the center. Ooh. And that looks really pretty. It definitely brightened up the look. For $50 a month, this budget box was definitely worth it in my opinion. I'm really satisfied with how the products worked for me. And honestly, look at the beats, okay? This is a beat using mostly P.Louise products, and I am not mad at her, okay? It's definitely giving fall, it's giving bronzy, it's giving, I definitely need some hot chocolate now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.